Hi everyone. So I haven't done anything up the allotment this week because all it's done is rain and be windy, so I've had no chance to get up there and do any digging because it just would have been thick of clay and I would never have got anything done. But I have done a couple of garden centre visits and a couple of B&M home bargains visits as well for some gardening and stuff, and I'm going to go through what I've got and what the ideas I've got for it. I don't know if I've just went a bit overboard, but I should be able to get them all in this year. We'll go with the big ones first, and it was the weed cover, which I'll be needing because I'm going away soon. It's 20 metres, which is the length of the full allotment, and it's just by 1 metre. But what I'm going to use this for is the paths between the beds. So I'm thinking of how I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to draw a rudimentary picture of my design. I'm no artist, so I'm just going to draw out how I think it's going to be. But I'm going to fold it over so it's 50 centimetres pathways between each of the beds. So I'm probably going to go up tomorrow and start doing that, get them pathways down and get an idea of where each bed's going to be. I've already done one last weekend before it rained with Crystal, and I'm thinking about going up tomorrow, laying that path, and also trying to get another bed in, hopefully. So yeah, these will be in use probably very soon. And with this rain and all the sun that's been happening as well, the weeds are starting to come through, so I'm thinking it's the best time to put them in. And also I found a load of these pegs, because I've had it before where I've put the cover down and it's just blown back up, even when I have had it pegged down. So I thought I've got about 30. I'm hoping that's enough. If not, I'm gonna have to pop back out to go get some more pegs. But now, thinking of the distance, I probably haven't got enough. Now that I'm thinking 30 probably isn't enough. I'm just thinking of distances, and yeah, it's like every couple of meters, every meter or so I would have to put them, so I'm probably going to have to go to the shop and get more. From Poundland, I ended up getting some raspberries, which, does Poundland do anything for £1 anymore? These were £2.50. I mean, I was expecting them to be more than £1, but yeah, these were £2.50. I have no idea where I'm putting them in. I'm probably going to have a look and see where's the best place, because I've bought them just on a whim. But I did buy some from last year and I had them in a pot in the garden, and they're the best raspberries I ever tasted. Normally when I have them from the shop, they've got a bit of a bitter kick to them, but these were so sweet. So as soon as I seen these back in, I've got them. I only got 2. I didn't want to go too overboard and do a lot all at once, so I might just find a corner. It's going to get a bit of sun, put these in, and see from there. I might move them next year when I've got a better layout of the area. And moving on to being in the house, I've got a 5-pack of these seed trays. I think there was 24 in them, and they'll fit on the windowsill. I haven't got a tray for, well, I have got trays for them, but they didn't come with trays. But I have got the windowsill length ones. They're slightly longer than them, so there will be a bit of a gap, but I'll just use that from watering, because I don't like watering from the top. It just seems to knock the seeds everywhere. And going on for that, I end up getting just some coconut mix. Koi, I think it's pronounced koi. I'm useless with pronunciations, honestly. I'm not going to be pronouncing any Latin names of any plants. So yeah, I've got that to help with the seed starts, because the compost I've been using has been outside for about a year, and it's just very clumsy. And it's not much, but I got some labels, because I'm the kind of person that just doesn't label these plants whatsoever. I'll put seeds in and I'll just think, I'll guess them when they come out, and I always forget. And I have to literally go through videos when I'm doing of myself and go, right, that's one I've done first. I just don't label them. So it's not, I'm going to use them this year. I'm promising myself I'm definitely going to be using them labels. And there's quite a few, and they come with a pencil as well. And to help all the rubbish that's in the soil up the plot, I got a sieve as well. So yeah, that's going to go up and try and hopefully get quite a bit of the glass out of that ground. Though I think some of the thinner, longer bits will go through it, so they'll have to be resaved or just picked out by hand. I don't know about you, but I've been struggling to find main crop potato seeds. By the time I've ended up getting the plot, which was March last month, most of the main crop potatoes have been wiped out, because I ended up getting the second early Charlottes, which another thing I want to do this weekend is get these Charlottes in. I got 2 packs of them, 10 each. But all I could find was them until I went to B&M, and luckily they had some new, main crop potatoes in. So I ended up getting some of these Desiree. Like I say, I'm useless at pronunciations. I got some Desiree potatoes. Please tell us if I'm butchering. And the Maris Piper as well that I get from the shop. Everyone gets them from the shop for chips and stuff. I've got the air fryer, so I'm chipping a lot. So yeah, I've got 2 packs of them. And then also for the potatoes, well, for the plot, I'm just popping down some bloodfish and bone just to get some of the nutrients back in, because a lot of it has been left or has been covered by rubble, them flagstones that are getting moved soon. So yeah, I'm just trying to get some more nutrients back into the soil as well. Now on to the seeds. Now, flower ones, the ones I really wanted and looked for was some marigolds. Now, these are the French dwarf ones. Absolutely love these, keeping pests away, bringing beneficial insects to the plot. I'm probably going to use one of them seed trays, these ones, and plant like 2 per seed, so I'll have like 48 at least. I might do, and then I might set another one, because they do seem to last quite a long time, and then just pop them throughout the plot as well, so I should be doing that as well soon. And nasturtiums, I did have some outside the front of the house, and then Crystal decided to go over them with a lawnmower thinking they weren't a flower, because they hadn't flowered yet, but the leaves were there, but no, Crystal didn't think they were a flower. So yeah, they chopped all back, but luckily somehow they just grew back. I didn't realise how prolific they were at growing. So I did want a dwarf one, just I don't want them overrunning the plots. I thought if I get dwarf, they'll just stay to specific areas and not just bush out and get everywhere, and then I've got overrun with them. But onto the vegetables that I managed to get. First one I seen it was this pepper, the King of the North. It's grown for colder conditions, and I'm northeast England, which it's cold. To put it fairly, the last frost day I think is somewhere in May. That's if we get it or not, and like I say, it's just constantly raining at the minute. So I do love peppers, so I was hoping that I could grow these outside, and I'm sure, yes, so I can grow them outside, which I haven't got the polytunnel yet, and I don't know if I'll be getting one this year, and I do love peppers, so I'm trying to get outdoor ones. So yeah, I'm going to give them a try and see how tolerant they are to up here. It does say to sow them later on, around April now, if they are going to be growing outside, so yeah, hopefully they'll pay off. So yeah, I got some squash as well, because we love butternut squash soup, so I've gotten that, and I'm thinking more winter. I'm not thinking as much leafy greens at the minute. I'm thinking of what I'm doing in the future, eventually when the beds are all made for like the back end of the year to next year. And we do love butternut squash soup, so I end up getting a packet of these. So yeah, and they do store. I think they do store. Not 100%. Obviously, I've never grown them before. But I don't know if they're anything like pumpkins, because I did grow pumpkins one year, and as you know, they spread. So I'm hoping they don't spread as much. It does say between 90 centimetres space for them, so I'm hoping not too much. But yeah, they're definitely a must, because this year I'm growing what we like. I'm experimenting next year. This year is what we like. Moving on is with swede. That was another one that we like. And I know this, I've grown it before. I've just planted it and left it, forgot about it, and found one. And all of them are to plant April, May. I'm not going for any that's like the very back end, you know, if I've still got time to plant them. Another thing that we love in winter soups, slow cooked meals as well. We have a couple of soups and broths and things like that with them in, so I wanted to get these as well. I didn't want to, like I said, I don't want to grow anything this year that we're not going to eat. Next were leeks, the Musselburgh, butchered again probably. Yet again, I'm going to be outdoors in March, April. I didn't want to do them where I'm having to sow them indoors, and I've missed it, so I will be sowing these outside this month pretty much. Again, filled with soups and stuff like that. And I did, when I was looking for them, I was looking for hardier ones just for the location I'm living in. I don't want to get a tender one that would be better down south when I'm up north where it's cold. And next one is beetroot. We got the Perfect 3 one. I'm not the biggest fan of beetroot or any store-bought ones. I will eat it, but I'll not go out my way. But Crystal, my partner, she will like it. But I'm thinking, I've seen them where they've sown like 3 seeds to a pot and then just growing them on as clusters. I do like the idea of that. So I will be growing these, and I'm thinking about trying preserving them as well, which I'm going to look into. That's one thing I'm wanting to get into as well, is preserving the food and seeing if I can make it last till winter. I'm only starting off with 1 or 2 things at a time. I'm not turning into a homestead instantly where every vegetable and everything is took from that allotment. It may be the room. I'm not 100% sure if I've got the room. It's about 200 square foot, so I have seen some videos. In Hugh Richards, he's done something on a smallish plot where it's fed 2 to 4 people. So yeah, I'm hoping to try and do something like that, where by the end of it, 2-3 years time, I will be self-sufficient in all my vegetables. That is the goal. Saving money in the future, spending some now. We'll see. And the last one I got was parsnip, which one our hollow crown is one I've still got time to plant out, and it is more of a winter one. A lot of the ones I'm doing, it's a long time to grow, so it's I'm not sure if I'm even going to grow tomatoes this year, just for how long it takes them to grow on. The peppers are probably the only ones that are, they might grow, they might not grow. A lot of the other stuff that I will be doing is salads. Says this year I'm more getting the infrastructure, the layout of the allotment, and where everything's going to go, and clearing out all that rubbish that's at the front building up at the minute. But yeah, I just wanted to get stuff where it's in the ground, I'm leaving it, and hopefully I get something at the end of the year. And it looks like I'm growing stuff because they will be checking the council. I have bought a kale as well, but I've already mentioned that in a previous video, so I won't be mentioning it again. But I'm just ready to get back up that plot. Originally we did think of the potatoes in that corner, but I think that is looking more and more like a greenhouse polytunnel. At the front, the ground does look and feel a lot better than in that back corner. So I think when we go up, I'm hoping tomorrow, if it stops raining, it's meant to be 15 degrees. Meant to be, but British weather never turns out the way you want it to. Go up tomorrow, might put in a few more beds, and hopefully get something in, actually growing soon. And that'll just give us a bit of boost to like, look, this is what's happening, this is actually something growing. Another thing as well, I think I'm going to be bringing my fruit trees up as well. They are small dwarf or compact apple and plum trees, and I'm thinking of putting them as you come through the gate along the path, well, the path that's going to be there, putting them like along to separate it. But I need to get permission off the council, so I need to email the person that's in charge of the plots to see if they're allowed on. I will be keeping them in the pots. I need to get bigger pots because they do blow over here, but I will be getting a lot bigger pots for there and trimming them back so they don't overshadow the whole plot. Now, if you made this long, thank you. I would like to ask if there's anything anyone else for the first year would advise growing. What's the must everyone has? Maybe the most flower, the most vegetable, anything like that. I'll take anything on board. I have been enjoying a lot of the advice people have been given, and I am very grateful for all the comments and likes that people have been given to the channel as well. I'm overwhelmed at the minute by how much everyone has been on it, to be honest. I never thought it would get anywhere near this and so quick that it has, so I just need to say thank you to everyone. But if there's any advice anybody can give, it would be muchly appreciated. Thank you.